crazy area because the land prices have gone up so much. So it's not really possible to afford living around here, but you kind of do what you can, you know? This is still a construction zone, but it's come a long way. It's a house that's mobile. For me, it just made sense because I don't own any land yet. Land is so expensive around here. Like, I don't have access to that opportunity. What do I have access to? The dump, to Craigslist. These are free windows, all of them. There's no plywood because I couldn't find any plywood in the dump. It's all diagonal cross bracing for the shear strength. And this is all first growth fir, old chicken coop. A friend and I took it down, and then I had the lumber. This is fir. I was down picking up some stuff from these 4x6s up here from an old man named Trulius. And Trulius said, "Oh, I have a bunch of fir flooring. Do you want it?" And I said, "Yeah." And the walls, this is all rigid foam insulation. I found it for free on Craigslist. It's funny, a friend just gave me this book called Your Dream Home, How to Build It for Less Than $3,500. I built mine for less than $3,500. This was published 1950. Okay. So this is for building homes like that for less than $3,500. For me, living in a small space is simplifying for sure, because otherwise, I mean, I have to give myself a small space. Otherwise, it's so easy to compile stuff. So if I know I'm going to be living with it, there's no getting around what I bring in. So this is from the barn. This I actually haven't built in yet, but since I'm going to be moving out and someone's going to be renting it, I needed to think about where I was going to store my things. So this is like a 3-foot storage space all underneath the bed. For me, living in a small space raises consciousness about how much trash you have. My pillows are full of fabric, about what you're doing with your waste, what you're taking in, what you're giving out. If I take this out and start to sew, this area is like my sewing studio. But then I can put it all back in, and it's my couch. And I have my sleeping bag and that pillow. Pillows are a great place to store things. And I have all my clothes over there. And I've got books up here, but I'd like to have more bookshelf space. These I just screwed up really I was just like, I need some place to put things and things. This is my bathroom. This is my chamber pot. There's some pee in it. Yeah, it's a little stinky from the pee. And at first I was planning to frame this part in, like a lot of other people do on small houses, and I was going to have a shower right here, and a toilet right here, and the door right there. And then I was living in it like this, and there's a 2x4-foot chopping block that's a table that I'm working on building right now, and it'll be on wheels so I can move it here or all the way back there. But I've had like 9 people in here hanging out, and they almost all spent the night here. And I was like, I don't have blankets for everybody. There's already 4 people sleeping here. This goes up to the loft. And this has a bed, and my roof opens. So I can do it like this. Now I still need to make a mechanism, and I need to finish the trim up here and everything. But the whole thing comes up like that. And I had to design it so the ridge cap and the drip edges and everything make it watertight, because that's obviously very important. It's potentially a whole second story. And I'm gonna build some screens for food drying that just stick right up in between the rafters here. But it's wonderful, you know, and it's so lovely to wake up in some place you built yourself. I've been getting people asking me recently or writing me emails like, oh, I'm thinking about starting to build myself a little house, and I really like yours, but I don't have any building experience. If anyone wants to learn something and puts their mind to it, they can do it, you know? It's not rocket science or whatever. It's doable. Then that's why I started keeping a blog. It's not, I mean, it's too much information for most people, but for someone else that wants to do it, being able to see how did you decide to connect your house to your trailer? You know, because every trailer is different, every way, I mean, these scraps, so that's old refrigeration wall, 6-inch rigid foam insulation. It's like R45 or something. And I just set that in my floor. I don't have a wooden undercarriage in it at all, and the walls are all bolted to the trailer.
Did that work?
It's an experiment, but so far. I think one of the reasons that I documented it was because sometimes I don't even believe I did it. Even if I say I did it to some people, it doesn't register, you know, because they've never seen that happen. If you are open to making mistakes and have patience with yourself, for sure you can do it. Yeah, people try, you know, create.